Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsey. Over the past couple days, I've shared some great card ideas that you can make with one set of supplies from this month's kit. Today I'm sharing with you my fourth alternative idea using the April 2024 Paper Pumpkin kit called Delicate Wings. The kit creates a total of 9 greeting cards, 3 in 3 different designs. If you'd like to watch me unbox the kit and create these cards or see any of my other alternative projects, you can click on the playlist in the top right corner. This card uses scraps from all 3 card bases to create a patchwork background for even more butterflies. I use a lot of fun techniques for this card and I'm excited to share it with you today. Each month I take the contents from the Paper Pumpkin kits and make alternative projects. My cards are easy to follow and can be made by both experienced or new paper crafters. You may need just a couple other products to complete them. You can follow along with me using supplies you already have or purchase any products you see me use from my online store. The link to all products is below in my description or on my blog, creativechelsey.com. To begin creating this patchwork card, I am going to add color to the white card base. And I'm going to add Moody Mauve just to kind of keep all of my projects within that same color scheme that the kit is in. But if you'd like to use a different color, you're welcome to do that. So I have large blending brushes here, and I'm going to use my Moody Mauve ink pad. And if you don't have this ink pad, you can use a different red even. That would be really pretty, or like a dark pink. Okay, and we're just going to take that color and we're going to add it to this card base strip. So all of these strips are 1 1/4 inches. You might want to find just some scrap paper to hold on the other side, just because your fingers can kind of pick up the ink and then you've got little fingerprints on your card base. So you can add as much or as little, of ink as you want. You can see there's a little line there. So I'm going to go in with a little more ink, try to smooth that out just a little. Okay, so once that is done, it's going to look something like this. If you're using a glass mat or something else, you can just clean that up. You don't want that transferring to your other pieces of cardstock. So let's go ahead and take our strips and we're going to cut this into squares. So this is 1 1/4 inches wide. So we're going to just repeat that same size 3 times. So 1 1/4. And then 1 1/4 again. And then the last one, 1 1/4, which I'm going to do on this side. Okay, so now I have 3 1 1/4 pieces. Just like that. I'm going to repeat that for all of the strips. All right, so I have 9 1 1/4 square pieces, and because I want them all to have that same feeling so that they feel more uniform, I'm gonna do a little blending to all of the edges. So let's go back and grab that Moody Mauve, and just along the edges, I'm gonna add that darker Moody Mauve just to give it kind of that blended look along all edges. And then I'm going to repeat that for all of my pieces. And if you want, you can do more blending on the other ones as well. But for that one, we just need it along the edges. So for example, the Lost Lagoon, I'm going to use Lost Lagoon ink here. If you don't have Lost Lagoon ink, you can use maybe just a darker blue. Just be really careful with it that you don't change the color of your cardstock. Okay, And then if you need to do a little bit more, you can. This is just going to unify all the pieces so that they have more of that blended look. Can you see the difference there? I'm not sure if you can, but it does make a big difference when you're adding all of them together. You don't need to do the whole piece. You're just kind of focusing along the edges as well. Okay. So kind of leave the middle untouched. It will kind of give a glowing look. Okay, and then the last color is Basic Gray, which is the color from the kit. And again, I'm just going to kind of do a quick wipe since that is there. And I'm going to add that to my Basic Gray squares. All right, so that's still a little wet, so I'm just going to take a tissue or something to dry that down just a little bit. And that actually reminds me that I do need to take a little tissue and just rub any ink off of the gold, just because that gold is going to hold on to the ink and we want it to brighten it back up a little bit. So just, and you can see a little bit of the inks coming off here. I'm not worried about the inks mixing together because it's kind of drying as soon as it touches the tissue paper. Okay. Oh, they're so pretty. So to make this patchwork work, I'm not worried about it being straight, but if you like things like even and totally straight, then you can organize these in a straight row. So you can just take all three and put them together just like that, nice and straight across your cardstock piece. So I have added them to a piece of cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then I'm going to pop that piece up onto some cardstock, basic white cardstock. So because that doesn't bother me, I'm just going to go ahead and add these at an angle, and I am purposely adding the Moody Mauve in these particular places. The other ones doesn't really matter where I place them, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that way. You know what, those are the exact same piece, so I'm going to switch them out so I don't have the same piece right next to each other. So kind of like that. So you start with the first row at the top, and then we're going to move on to the bottom row, and I'm going to add that piece that I already put adhesive on. So that black one goes first in the bottom left, and then let's add, we'll switch those up so that we don't have the same one again. This one to the bottom right, and then we'll do a Moody Mauve right in the center, kind of like that. And then we're going to add one more row. I'm going to bring that one down just a little bit. We're going to add one more row just above that bottom row. So the black, the gray, I'm going to flip that around so it doesn't look like it's exactly like this one in the corner. And then the green on the left. And the Moody Mauve on the right. Just like that. And that leaves then a space for our greeting. So once those are in place, you can go ahead, flip it upside down and smooth out all of that liquid glue. Okay, so for the greeting, I have a strip that is 1 inch by 4 inches wide, and I'm going to ink up the sending loving thoughts your way. And I'm going to stamp this in the center of that strip. Make sure that's well inked. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. And I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. And that just gets added right to that opening across the patchworks. Let's see if I can make sure that it's nice and straight across. Okay, so just like that. So this is really fun, and you could just have your card be done here. But I really wanted to add a little more butterflies to my card. And so I'm pulling out those leftover envelope flat pieces. Do you remember these? And I'm going to make 3 butterflies from what's left of these. So if you take a look, I've separated them because we used the middle section for, I think it was our very first set of cards. This one here that I'm holding in my right hand, if you take a close look, these 2 butterflies are exactly the same. And the nice thing is one is the right side and one is the left side. And so we're going to combine these 2 butterflies together. Let's go ahead and remove this little one here. That one we actually don't use at all, so you can throw that away. And then you're going to separate these and lay them so that they are, oh no, that's not the right one. Sorry. It's this one down here that is the right one. So one of these we won't use. Let's not use this one for now. You could add that to another card if you want. Sorry about that. But these 2 here are the same. You can see they've got the same patterns at the top of the wings. Okay, they're the same size, same shape. So I'm going to now separate this one. So from this other 3, we're going to use all 3 of these butterflies and then just one of the big butterflies from the other one. So you're going to keep this butterfly just as it is, the one on the left. For the right wing, we're going to separate, we're going to cut off this left wing here, and I'm just going to go right up against the body. So I can still see a little bit of the body there. So I've just removed the wing. And then you're going to take some liquid glue right over the right wing on this piece, so you can see where the liquid glue is. And then you're going to cover up, get a little glue on that, cover up the body just like that. And you're going to have a perfect full butterfly here. Do you see how that happened? And we're going to give that a minute to dry, and then we're going to fussy cut around it. Okay? Okay, so going back to this, we're going to go ahead and finish fussy cutting out these other 2 large butterflies. Okay, so from one of the envelopes, you'll see that this is this butterfly here, right there. This one is right here. And then we used the left wing from here and then the right wing from here. So it's just the 2 corner wings, or you could even use this wing because these 2 are the same butterfly. Okay. And then let's go ahead and fussy cut out our large butterfly now that that glue has dried. All right, so once you've done your butterflies, go ahead and add dimensionals to them. And then we're going to place them where our Moody Mauve sections are. So this first one is the full one, and I'm going to place it right above the Moody Mauve. Then we have our large one. This one's going to get hidden by our greeting, and then our straight edge is going to go on the left side. And we're going to trim off any excess. So if it's okay if it comes off a little bit on that right edge. And then our last one is going to go up here in the left top corner, and you can angle it just slightly if you want to have it angled. You want to make sure though that the straight edge is coming off so that you can trim it. So do you see how it's coming off? I can take that now, press it tightly against the cardstock so you can trim it down to the cardstock, just like that. It's so cute. And so that's why we added these Moody Mauve squares here, so that we can utilize the straight edges of those butterflies in those areas. So now we're going to add this to our card base with dimensionals. And I'm placing it on a card base of thick basic white cardstock, but you could use any color. You could use gray, Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, Crumb Cake, or any other coordinating color that you've used for your patchwork. And you could do this with lots of pattern papers as well. It doesn't just have to be papers from this kit. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this beautiful card today. If you're interested in seeing written instructions or close-up images on how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. If you would like to subscribe to get your own paper pumpkin kit, please do so using the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.